There it is. Okay, it should be live on Spoiler King's Facebook group. Let me just double check. There it is. Yes.
Yeah. That's super annoying. Yeah, I don't even know how the hell I did that. Like, to be honest.
Oh.
See, so if you're watching, sorry. Well, you should be back up on. You should be back up on YouTube, just under a different link.
Okay. So, Sonic came out this weekend. I'm not sure if any of you viewers were able to see it. You've had a weekend to do so. All I know is it is one to see. We'll get down to the nitty-gritty details in just a hot second.
Yeah, freaking thumbnail's giving me issues now.
Snaps.
No. It's not one thing, it's another. I'm kind of curious on how the heck I did that. Like, I didn't even know we can go VR. I thought you had to give like certain permissions or something.
Yeah, that's new to me. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Anybody got VR? Go back and I think I deleted the video though.
Do you have a VR, man? I've been wanting to get one, but somewhere.
I don't. My sister and her boyfriend have one, and they like it a lot.
Yeah.
They have fun with it.
It's funny because I always see memes about like how back in the day our parents would always tell us like, "Hey, don't get too close to the TV screen because it's gonna mess up your eyes." And then now look at us today. We have a screen right there.
Yeah.
Right dead center of our face.
All right. So give me one more second.
You got it.
But while I do this real quick. But yeah, man, I don't want to get into the movie yet. But I did so we had a bunch of trailers come out this weekend, like that we did on Wednesday, I believe. And and my girlfriend, the Marcel the Shell one, she said that like our reaction was pretty funny. She's like, we were just so like what is going on? Like confused about the whole situation. Like she said it was pretty funny.
Oh, thank you. It's something different. It sounds original to me, so that's like a plus. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it was
the show.
It was I think Jenny Slate. That's like Jenny Slate's thing. Because we were talking a little bit about it, and she's like, "Isn't that Jenny Slate's thing?" I'm like, "I think so."
Mm.
You know, I remember like seeing that when I was looking it up. I'm like, what is this? I think it was like her. I think she did a book, and she did like something else, like the shorts with that one.
Okay.
But yeah, like so, she's like, yeah, she's like, she watched it, and she's like, you guys were like funny because we were just like, so like what is going on? Which is very true. How our reaction was. So anybody watching, go check that out on the YouTube page. And we're at 177. We're getting it up. We're getting up to 200, which is the new goal.
Ooh. Thank you everybody whoever did subscribe. Catching us weekly with some amazing content from us two Spoiler Kings, plus Brian, plus Fredo.
Yeah. Now the Oscars are done and Bel Air's done. that was just like a perfect storm for our channel where the Oscars happened and people love, I don't say love, but they watched our Oscar takes on everything, which is pretty awesome. Well, people loved our Bel Air takes,
Oh
loved
yeah,
them. Man, we were getting so much like so many views on Bel Air and everything like that. It was pretty awesome.
hell yeah.
So I appreciate that. It's still getting pretty good views for being a show that's what 2 weeks over already.
Yeah, I've seen the numbers for Jeffrey Then and Now doing really really well. The Carlton one, yeah. It's because man, with that show, and then you guys take on it, you guys really like break it down. The characters are like super interesting, as opposed to
They
like
are.
the old school characters, which were just as just as cool. But now it's just man, Fresh Prince with drama. Ooh, that's something to see.
Yeah, it was a fun show, and I don't know if you saw how it ended.
I did. I did
Did you?
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. No spoilers. We got the spoiler kings, but there was like a surprise cast member. That was
Oh yeah.
that was nuts.
Yeah. Right.
You guys talked about it,
No.
right? You guys talked about who it was
Oh
on that last
yeah.
episode. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, check out that episode. What did you guys call it? Season finale?
So we did one where it was just episode 10, which is the finale, the season finale episode. We did that one, and then we also did we did our rating for the entire season as a whole.
Okay.
You know, and that one we stayed a little bit more spoiler free, I think. So, but what's up? We got TNG Animations. Yo, what's up?
What is
Thank you for
up?
stopping by. So now we're just killing some time because I messed up. So usually we're already kind of talking about stuff already, but so we haven't officially started talking about the movie yet. So we're just kind of killing some time. But 15 minutes in, I think we're good now.
Yeah, we're just running the troops. So it's all good. Avengers.
I should have kept that video up. Yeah, I should have kept that video up and see how we looked in VR. Because I usually have it on my phone to see how we look and stuff like that. And I'm looking, I'm like, it was all weird. And every time I moved my phone, it like moved with it. I'm like, oh, seriously, are we in VR 360 video? I was like, oh. And then I could, once you're live, it doesn't let you turn it off. So it's either on or off before. So yeah. Cool, man. But yeah, what's up? Thank you for hanging out. Animation TNG. What does TNG stand for? What's the TNG?
Ooh, animation. I want to guess. I got nothing.
You want to guess?
I got nothing. I usually have something.
Yeah.
TNG. Nope.
Say the. Anyways, I don't know what the.
The new guy animations.
There you go. There we go. The new guy. You're welcome. And my full name. When you all this time. Remember when we did? I'm like, I need to download a drum roll, and I still haven't downloaded a drum roll. I downloaded everything else except for a stupid drum roll. But yeah, speaking of that, real quick, hopefully, I know you made a Clifford video that I got to finish, and then send it back. I don't know if you're gonna want it back, and then you finish other stuff after I tweak certain things. But
I guess so. I was just gonna do a voiceover, and that's pretty much it. I guess some text on screen saying like rules, basic stuff.
So yeah, so we're gonna start doing our giveaways again. So we got one in the works, and then we got a few other movies that we're gonna start giving away. So, but that's what reminded me of the drum roll is every time we pick the winner.
All right, that's right.
Wow. All right. I think let me know. Can you hear my sound effects now?
Are you doing it right now? No. Hey, your audio's out. Yep. Snap. Beep boop beep. I don't know. You gotta wait a couple seconds here.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. So I pressed the button and it just froze and turned off. I was like,
Oh,
that's the way today's going, man. It's just going like that. I'm like, can you hear this? And instead of it just cut everything out.
oh, damn.
So let me know now. You should be able to hear.
No audio from you. It's happening again. It's okay. We got to do like a test stream one of these days and then try it out. But all good. All good. This is what we go through live. Appreciate the realness here, you know. Keep it real 24/7. 7 days a week.
All right. You should be able to hear me now.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I go to hit a button and it craps out on me. Let me see. I don't know.
There it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just that one then. Huh. Yeah.
Heard it on the
Yeah, it must be that one.
Does he look like a bitch?
There you go.
Is that Samuel Jackson?
It's Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
But he's got a movie coming out, which I we'll probably watch that trailer this week as well. What is it? It's a cat movie where he's like a samurai.
Okay.
It's something Claws of Fury, I think it's called something like that. The trailer released today.
Paws of Fury. Is that what it is?
Paws of Fury. Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Oh, he's in there? Oh, he did say a line that he usually says. That's right.
He's the cat. He's like the samurai cat that I guess is gonna teach. I didn't watch all of the trailer, but
okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to save it for us and like legit watch it live. All right. I think we're good now. 20 minutes in, man. But all right, you ready to start this thing then?
Let's do it.
All right. Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. I am with Will Peppa MD. How you doing, man?
What's up? Doing good. Happy Monday, y'all.
Happy Monday. We got Oli in chat. Happy Monday. Appreciate everyone hanging out in chat. We got Oli. We got TNG Animations. Still waiting for your full name. But all right. So this week's big movie was a sequel to a movie that a lot of people hated on, and so Sonic. The first one. How'd you like the first one? I know it was a little bit before we started this channel, but just real quick, how'd you like that one?
I liked it a lot. I want to say I liked the second one better than I liked the first one. First one was cool. Had a lot of nice callbacks, a lot of references to the video game, 90s references. So it was cool. I'm glad they changed up the character's face and made it more legit looking than that abomination that they tried in the
first
trailer.
One they did.
Oh my gosh, that was just trash. But yeah, I liked it. It was worth watching. What about you?
Yeah.
How'd you like that first one?
It was good. It was, it went through a bunch of crap. That first one with the redesign. So I didn't have high expectations, but I enjoyed it. Then COVID happened and then everything else. It was just really horrible timing for that one. But I thought it was pretty good, with the changes they did. Jim Carrey was amazing in number one. So I was curious to see what he was going to do in number two. And then everything else they were doing, bringing in Idris Elba with Knuckles, bringing in Tails, so I was like, it's gonna be interesting. I hope they do it well. So we'll talk about what we liked and disliked. Then we got a Dark Sage. One question I have for Sonic 2, but I'm serious when I ask this. Does this universe of Sonic not have Big Cat in it? I know his story is kind of lame in all the games and the fact that he is a fisherman, but are they just going to ignore him? I think it would be creative to maybe have him as an Easter egg or a cameo. I'm not sure because they're changing. They're changing certain things and not change, and then kind of leaving certain other things the same. Like here, like Sonic's a kid, like legit, like a kid, like a teenager. So, but again, I know his character is lame compared to so many Sonic characters. But imagine if they had a big show up for no other reason than trying to find his frog and just fish. I'm trying to remember his. Was it Big Cat? Sonic.
I think there was a reference to him.
Yeah. I see. So Big Cat.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah, something like that. They might. I mean, they just introduced a lot of the 2 side characters, so give it another movie. They're gonna introduce some more.
Oh yeah,
Big Cat was skinny, so you never know. I mean, we haven't even gone to his world yet. I don't know if that's really a spoiler because the trailer doesn't really show much of that, but we're still on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I mean, the only time we've seen the other world, like Sonic's world, is in flashbacks and with the post-credit scene from the first one, and how this one starts, with Eggman. So we'll I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Amy, Big Cat, about a bunch of other characters soon. But let's get Sonic 2 on its way, and you ready to watch the trailer?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. And then you're gonna give us a quick rundown of what this one was about.
Alrighty, so let's go super fast. After settling in Green Hills, Sonic is eager to prove that he has what it takes to be a true hero. His test comes when Dr. Robotnik returns with a new partner, Knuckles, in search of a mystical emerald that has the power to destroy whole civilizations. I'm talking this emerald can, whatever you want to happen, happens. Sonic teams up with his own sidekick, Tails, and together they embark on a globe-trotting journey, literally, to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands. Hell of a story, hell of a plot. We get bald-headed Jim Carrey, which is just a delight because he looks so good as Dr. Robotnik. Really true to his video game character. First time around, he did have hair, so this time, hair gone.
Yeah, and it's Jim Carrey. I know we'll get into what we like and dislike in a minute, but he's just great.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a few. We got Derpy. I haven't seen this movie. I'm sad. I think we'll let you know when we get into a big spoiler because there's a post-credit scene that's a giant spoiler. So we'll definitely talk about that maybe towards the end. But for the most part, everything that Will said is kind of the movie, and you see it in the trailer, they're going to get the emerald, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll try to stay mostly spoiler free, but with a movie of this kind, you kind of know the whole story before it even goes. But TNG said, I like it. Yeah. But I'm not the type of person who gets offended for spoiling movies. So appreciate that if you want to hang out with us, Derpy. But yeah, man, you want to get into some of the stuff we liked?
Oh yeah. You mind if I start?
Yeah, go for it.
So for Sonic 2, my biggest takeaway that I just loved was Jim Carrey being who Jim Carrey is. He goes above and beyond to take on any role that he takes, right? And that's no different for this movie. In the first Sonic movie, I want to say he carried that movie. There was a lot of the Sonic element that I felt like maybe could have been done better. Maybe we could have included more cool stuff with Sonic. But Jim Carrey really carried that movie. And this movie was no different. He was just so outrageous. He makes you laugh so many times. He even gets away. I know this is a kid's movie, right? He gets away with like almost saying bad words or curse words. So like the fact that he can do that and get away with it and just be who he is, who is like just more than life type of character, man, that was my biggest takeaway is him, right? Then we got we got a few new characters, right? We have the original Tails voice actress, Colleen, I can't say her last name, O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy, yeah.
She's plays Tails as the voice before, so they brought her back from was the TV show I think she was in.
Yeah,
and
the cartoons.
And that was just awesome because like it translated over so well. You're always worried as a TV to big screen that some things may not translate over. She did well. She was a great supporting character, as Tails always should be, right? That's kind of like a sidekick. And then Idris Elba as Knuckles. Chef's kiss, man. The voice was on point. Like I didn't know what I thought I wanted Knuckles to sound like, but whatever Idris Elba did, there it is. I don't think you can change up the voice any more than what he did. So yeah, the plot I did like a lot. It's a very simple plot. Looking for a green emerald. It's kind of a race against your enemy to get there. And yeah, just a lot of funny elements. It had exploration of around the world type deal, and then just yeah, overall, just the whole movie was just very well done. Cinematography was great. The camera angles, lighting, how the movie looked visually, which is so pleasant. It's one of those where you kind of have to see it on the big screen, right? This movie did come out only in theaters, and I think for a really good reason. But yeah, what about you, Tank? What was your likes about the movie?
Yeah. So here, before we get on to mine, we got a few more comments. Derpy said, he said he had Oli doing a line from the movie. Do I look like I need your powers? So, and then Brian coming in, the other spoiler king. Really liked the movie and writing, and Knuckles is awesome. Knuckles was awesome. That was also one thing I really liked about it was all the issues that the first one had with the design of Sonic. I feel they knocked it out of the park with Knuckles. Like, you have a design for the character. Why change it? Like, people like our age loved Knuckles when they first came out, on the Sega Genesis. It was like, why change it? Like, he's a cool looking character. So I thought they knocked it out of the park with the way Knuckles looked. And Tails, it's like there's been from Sonic 2, I think, there's been Tails. So again, they did a really good job with that design, which is kind of good because as much as everyone hated the first version of Sonic and they had to redo it and this and that, like, this is just right off the bat, they're like, all right, we're not messing around. Here's how it looks in the game. This is how we need to make it look. And they did really well. Then we got a couple other. Derpy said, I was spoiled by YouTube recommendations for the post credits. I saw that a lot on YouTube as well, which is kind of sucky. But we'll get into the post credit scene. I mean, the post credit wasn't sucky. It's sucky that it does get spoiled that way. And then writing. 30 years ago, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 became the fastest selling, highest grossing video game of 1992. And now it's the #1 movie, which, we're going to talk about that. 71 mil. People want to go see it. We'll definitely talk about the ratings and stuff like that towards the end. Some of the other little details about it. But some of the other stuff I liked, besides like Knuckles and Tails, like you said, those were great. I like it was Sonic right off the bat. It was Sonic, Sonic, Sonic. The only time that I felt there was weird was there was a scene like I don't do too much, but there's like a wedding scene, and that's the longest time that Sonic wasn't on screen, and that's the only time where I'm like, I don't care about this. Like, I'm like, I get it, I don't care about this. Like, I want to see Sonic, you know. And it sounds weird. Like, I'm almost 40, and I was like, I don't care about this wedding. I don't care about the actual humans in the movie, you know. Like, actually, James Marsden was actually pretty good. I liked him in it. You know, he wasn't too much in it, but he was just enough. But honestly, the only actual human I cared about was Dr. Robotnik, Eggman. You know, he was good. You know, but it's also Jim Carrey, so yeah. You know, Adam Polly, he was Wade. He was the deputy, I guess, the other one. You know, he's always he always plays goofy characters, and this was no different. You know, Stone was his henchman from the first one. He came back, but besides that one scene, like of where it was just the guy and the girl with the Mary thing, I was like, this is like, it's been like 5 minutes and we haven't seen Sonic on screen. And I thought that was kind of like funny that I'm thinking like that, you know? So, but I just says how much I cared about like that, the actual main story than any other side story. But yeah, I mean, it was just fun. Like you said, it was fun to look at. It was fun to watch. The voices were pretty good. I'm still, I don't hate Ben Schwartz. I enjoy him. I think he's funny. It's still weird connecting him with Sonic because I hear his voice all the time, and they did so many callbacks. They did his Parks and Rec. I don't know if you've seen Parks and Rec before.
No, Stan, did I call back to that?
No, yeah. So there's a part. Let's see. What's his name? Gene. What's his name? Oh my god. I have a brain fart. Why am I having? Oh, Gene Ralphio. John Ralphio. So he plays like this like kind of weird character in the show, and I don't know if you remember in Sonic, there's the part where they're talking about he's talking to the dog, and they're talking about what are they gonna watch, and he's like, she's the worst. Like that's what he does in the show all the time. Like he does it all the time. They even did the hand motion and stuff like that, and cool. Yeah. So I thought that was funny, but there's a lot of callbacks to not just Sonic, because even like Oli was saying, the 90s music, you know, they brought in the actual Sonic music. But you know, just a lot of references to mainstream, like Winter Soldier, rocking Vin Diesel, their little fight. Just like so many other things that was just kind of laughing. I was like, oh hey, you know, they're talking about this, they're talking about that. So yeah, I thought that was kind of the Sonic game ringtone. I thought that was funny. I was really expecting the when Sonic is gonna drown kind of sound, that like really intense music, like that made everyone our age like get anxiety from the music alone. I was expecting that somewhere, but we didn't hear it. But yeah, I mean, the voice acting was good. You know, it was, you know, like you said, Idris Elba was just dead on Knuckles. That was like really well done. Really well done. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of other stuff, but that was kind of like it. I really enjoyed the references to like a bunch of their pop culture stuff, which is kind of cool. So but yeah, man, what about anything else before we move on to the bad stuff?
One last thing. You reminded me about the anxiety inducing music when Sonic's about to drown and he has to like try to find an air bubble. They had a reference to that from the video game where like for you to breathe longer, you would like absorb from the little bubbles. He did that in the movie. Yes. So I was like, yes, that was pretty cool. Besides that, no, you pretty much touched on everything else. That was just really awesome.
So here's so this is Ben Schwartz. This is the guy who plays Sonic, and this is him saying like the worst, which maybe once you hear it, you'll kind of remember when he said it in the movie, but
the
The show's great. The show is really, really great. So, but when they did the callback to that, I legit kind of like laughed out loud. I was like, oh, hey, he did it. So that
That's
was kind of
awesome.
like, so if you're like a fan of Ben Schwartz, so I thought that was kind of funny. So,
Gotcha.
we got Oli coming in real quick. I know Jim Carrey said he wants to retire, but he needs to come back for part 3. Yeah, and I remember in our Facebook group, if you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you click the link in the description and join our Facebook group. We were talking about that, and I think we were saying, like, if this movie does well and he gets a lot of money, there's no way he turns it down again. So
He's got to do it.
yeah, for sure. So you want to get into some of the bad stuff we didn't like?
Yeah, let's do it. So for me, there's very, very few things that I disliked about the movie. Overall, again, I'll say it again, it was just so well done to the point where I'm just in awe. Like, I'm just glued to the screen. My ass that has terrible attention span issues. I was glued to the screen the whole time. The only thing that kind of, I guess, messed with me was a little bit of the side story. So they had Shamar Moore in the movie, which he was great. I have nothing wrong with him. But there was a bit of an inconsistency that, like, they tried to focus on temporarily, where he was playing a character that was like undercover or something. And then he was, again, there's a wedding scene, right? So he was going to get married to someone in the movie. And, spoiler alert, it's not really a big spoiler. It's not even part of the main plot even. But like he ends up it was like a fake wedding. Yeah. And I was like, okay, how are you going to tie this into the movie? And they had a way that they tied it, but I was like, okay, like, if it was fake love near the end, right? He had a moment to where he was like, oh, I feel bad for doing that to to Natasha Rothwell's character, to Rachel's character. Yeah. And it had me wondering, like, wait, so did he actually like her or not? And it was just a little snippet of where I'm like, man, like, it got me distracted enough from the actual main plot of the movie. So, like, the fact that it did that, I'm like, man, like, now I want to see where this is going. But I'm just curious as to where that's going to go. I don't think it's going to go anywhere for the next movie, but I don't know. One thing I wanted more of in this movie, and I don't know if they did this on purpose, is, there's always that, I guess, rivalry, right, between Sega and Super Nintendo. And so in the very beginning of the movie, they showed the Mushroom World. Oh. And I'm like, oh, Mushroom World. What does that make you think of? Well, shit, Super Mario, right? And it makes me think, like, damn, are they going to do a Super Mario movie coming soon? Is there enough demand for that to happen? So the fact that they keep putting that out into the world, it makes me think, like, oh, I want more of it. But as far as things that did bad, I don't think much was done bad in the movie. The plot was great. Characters were great. So I'm trying to think what really bothered me. It wasn't much. It was not much. Yeah, I don't know. I have almost nothing really. What about you? You got anything that you just
like you said, that wedding scene just kind of, it was a cool to have to change environments really quick, because the ring lets you, the rings let you teleport. So he went from like cold winter mountaintop to like Hawaii, so I got why they did stuff like that, but then like the whole everything else, like you said, like what are they tying this into? I thought like he was gonna like profess his confess his love or whatever to her, and they were, because he was working for like what they call it, GUN. GUN. I forgot what it stood for.
Yeah,
it was funny, it was supposed to be goofy. But I thought Randall, the fake husband, I thought Randall was and Rachel were going to somehow be in charge of GUN. You know,
Mm.
they're like, oh, the old white dude screwed up by capturing the good guy while the bad guy is out doing bad stuff. You know,
Oh.
like we need somebody who knows what they're doing. You know, and I figure like Randall and Rachel. You know, and that's how I'm like they can tie it in that way, and they just kind of like it felt like it was leading to something, and
Yeah.
it's really crapped out, and I'm like, okay, like, well, then what was the point of it all? Like, if you were
Yeah.
gonna tie it in somehow,
Mhm.
so maybe they do that for the third one, um, where him and her like she joins Gun, you know, and they both are like in charge of it or something like that. Um, Maybe, but that's what I was kind of gearing towards. I'm like, because it seemed like he actually does love her and does care for her because he's like, oh, that's a woman right there, you know, like all the little things he was saying, and she
Yeah.
went like full on like kill mode, like
Oh, yeah.
like she went badass, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, the whole scene without a payoff made it even more unbearable. Like, why did you do this? Like,
Yeah.
did you just need to fill in 10 more minutes with no CGI because you needed to save money? I mean, I don't know. It just hopefully it pays off. I just felt like it should have paid off in this movie and not in another one. But
Yeah.
and then the one thing was, as much as I did say I love Ben Schwartz, there were times where his voice was just, I don't say it didn't match. It was just weird. Like there's
Mm.
a part he's running on water and he's using all his energy, right, to run. And then there's like a point where he's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, it's really weird, you know. And it's
Mhm.
like I kind of like me and my girlfriend both kind of like giggled. We're like,
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be like a very like serious moment, like he's gonna fail the mission, and his like voice of doing like those extra emotion kind of, you know, sounds like threw it off, and they did that
Yeah.
a little bit here and there, but that part where it's supposed to be like a very like serious moment, like this is where Sonic becomes the big hero, and it's just I'm laughing at the noises Ben Schwartz is making, you know. You know, so that was, you know, it didn't like ruin the movie, but it was just kind of like funny. And then Oli said the movie did have some tearjerker moments. Um, yeah, yeah, it was a lot of family, you know, family stuff like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of like other bad stuff that I
Mm.
really didn't like. I mean, the plot was very predictable. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. But it with a kids movie like this, because this was definitely geared towards kids,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and Sonic fans. So, but I mean, the plot wasn't hard. I think you knew how it was gonna end. There was some cool little surprises in the end, I thought. But for the most part, like you know how it's gonna end because it's a kid movie based on a video game. Like, of course, like you know what's gonna happen and how it's gonna end and stuff like that. But we'll save the finale part and the post credit after we do the official reviews, then because that's full on spoiler territory. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, that's about it from me that I can think of for the bad stuff. Anything else?
No, I don't have any other bad stuff. If you are a kid watching this movie, I want to say you more than likely got super excited, super geeked. If you're into the whole YouTube scene and you watch a lot of YouTubers, there was a famous YouTuber that was in the movie that I didn't even know he was in the movie. Um, in real life, I think his name is Preston. He does what is that show called?
What
The
show?
It's called,
What
I
does
think,
Preston do?
what's his show called?
What's his show called?
Preston plays.
Yeah, Preston on YouTube. What'd you say?
Huh.
Preston plays or something.
Preston Plays. Yeah, you're right. Well, I thought he was also on is he in the Unspeakables? Oh, okay, so he's not on this. Never mind. Well, anyways, he's a really big YouTuber, and the fact that he went from the YouTube scene, boom, straight to the damn big screen without even going TV, I was like,
Uh,
huh, look at that. So he had a really small role. He didn't really do much in the movie. He was
yeah,
just
so
like part of the bros. Remember when Shamar was like, "Yeah, I have my squad," and he shows a bunch of like swole looking dudes, and they're all like ripped, and
Yeah.
then the people that were on what's his name, Tom Wachowski's team, it showed Preston and a bunch of like skinny, slender looking dudes. Again, really
Okay.
small role. It was nothing impacting the movie at all whatsoever. But just if you're a kid and you're you're into the YouTube and you see him, there was a bunch of kids that
Yo.
screamed in the freaking theater because they're like, "Oh my god, it's Preston! Look at him!" And then they just lost their shit.
That's funny.
Sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
he's not like the biggest person for anything. Like you, if my son didn't watch him on YouTube, I would have never known who he was. He would have been just any other background character for me.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Where to
Mhm.
see the cameo? Yeah. So it looks like right there they're doing like the volleyball kind of scene.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
There you
that's
go.
all I got.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's
Nothing
kind of
big.
cool. Interesting.
Dislikes? No, I have no other dislikes for the movie. The movie was pretty well done.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get onto our where we at? Our reviews, our ratings rather for this one.
Yeah. So, us Spoiler Kings over here at the Nerd Huddle like to review movies a little bit differently. We don't use the 5-star rating system. We don't use the thumbs up, thumbs down. We have our own style, the way we do things. So as you see right down below, with the clapper, we review movies either one of 3 ways. So we're either gonna rate this movie a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means, oh my god, this movie is amazing. It's top priority. Go watch it ASAP because it's that good. A watch later means, the movie was okay. It's pretty good. You can kind of put this on the back burner, maybe catch it when it comes out streaming. And then a watch never means don't give this movie any time of day. It's so bad. Do not give your coin to this movie because it's trash. So with that being said, if you don't mind, can I go first with the ratings?
Yeah, go for it.
So for Sonic 2, I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie a watch now. A watch now. My reason being is that just the overall translation from the Sonic video game series to the big screen was just so well done. So well done. And then having such a big villain character like Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, just makes for an amazing combination. He's just so larger than life when he comes on screen. He's always known for his one-liners and his memorable quotes, and it's no different here. So I had a really great time watching this. I watched it with my son. I had even a whole theater of kids watching this thing, and even with the loud little demons around, I was still able to watch this and really enjoy myself. So with that being said, watch now is definitely what I give this movie. What about you, Tank?
Yeah. Man, so I really enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. I definitely laughed a lot. A lot of the pop culture references, kind of little Easter egg references. Jim Carrey just being Jim Carrey, which we haven't seen that in a long time. Like probably since the first one. But I mean, somebody like that. You're like, hey, you're gonna play this like evil guy from a video game who likes robots, and and like that's all you need to tell Jim Carrey, and then you just go. So he was definitely amazing. Man, I want to give it a now, but I really, unless if you have kids, I would say go watch it now, or if you're like a diehard Sonic fan, which there are a lot of. But for everyone else, I would still say go to the theater and watch it, but you don't have to watch it right away. Maybe later. So I'm kind of like now later, which is kind of I know a crappy answer, but
no, it's okay. It's fair.
I think if you don't have kids, like you say, it's really good on screen to go see because like visually it's very brightly colored. With the reds, the blues, and the yellows, and it looks very good. I thought the CGI was really good. Yeah, even only like the nostalgia for the 80s, 90s babies. Yeah, for sure. That's why if you like the Sonic games, the OG ones, you'll probably really enjoy this one. Or if you're deep in the lore, or if you have kids, watch it now. If you're like me, we're just me and my girlfriend, Yeah, I would maybe go in a few weeks when the crowds die down a little bit and stuff like that. Maybe there's less little kids around screaming. It'd still be fun to go see in the theater. So I'm gonna give it like a now/later. I don't know. I don't think any of us ever did a 50 kind of in between, but yeah, I'm in that category right there.
Cool.
But like, and then also like Oli said earlier, it is $71 million this weekend, which is crazy. I think it's the second highest opening all year so far. So not too bad for an April, um it's gonna have a good run before Doctor Strange comes out, at least, because there's really nothing too big until then. So it's gonna have a good 3 weeks, for maybe 4 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, maybe 3 for sure of it being probably number one. Let me pull up Rotten Tomatoes real quick for Sonic 2. But yeah, that's really good. And even like she said too, Sonic 2 became the fastest selling, and now it's number one movie. Yeah. The mid-credit scene, Angel, which is your son, lost his shit. Yeah. Which we're gonna get into that in a second. Because we'll probably have that a whole separate spoiler side of it. But on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, which is the critics, gave it 67%, which is a little bit low. I would have liked to see it in the 70s, but the audience gave it a 97.
Ooh.
So the audience is definitely going to see it. And then the audience also, so 124 critics reviewed it. 124 people gave it that 67%. Over 2,500 audience people gave it a 97%. That's a lot of people, and it's still at 97%. So, something like that is like where the people who are going to spend the money and go see this movie really enjoy it. And I'm there. I don't know. 97 is really, really high.
That's pretty high.
It's really high. But it was just a very, I thought, well done, fun movie that looked good. So I think you need to say that, because that first one was the first version of Sonic did not look good. So that's forever gonna like ruin this kind of movie. It's like, oh, remember that first Sonic that like looked like a demon? So but yeah, so let's see some of the critic reviews. So the Daily Beast, one of the top critics, said anyone over the age of 12 best beware, which I don't agree. So an incredible, baffling 2 hours and 2 minutes of a bevy of new uninteresting characters and the same unfathomable lame subplot. Sonic 2 carries the weight of the franchise on his shoulder and is crushed beneath the burden, which I do not agree. I do not agree. And just like look for a short, good one. Pure Sonic action from top to bottom, for better or for worse. I generally found it to be for the better. So, and it was very true. It started off high action and it kind of stayed high action the entire time. Yeah, that's the biggest video game opening of all time. Video game movie of all time. So
beat out Mortal Kombat? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Okay. Mortal Kombat was okay. This one, maybe Mortal Kombat 2, maybe more people will see it, but I think a lot of people enjoyed number 1 and having some of the biggest characters, like Knuckles and Tails. Oh, that was another thing. I did appreciate that they gave Tails his full name. So in Japan, that was a big thing. In Japan, his name was Miles Prower, right? Which sounds like miles per hour. So and that was when originally that was his name was Miles Prower. In America, the American company, whoever ran the game, were like, no, we don't want to do that. That sounds silly, blah, blah, blah. We'll call him Tails, because he had 2 tails, because he was based off of one of like we saw it in Oma, like, Asian culture has like the foxes that can grow the tails, right? Hence this. and the creator of it was pissed. He was pissed. He didn't like that because, you know, especially, I mean, you're changing your creation, and I thought Miles Prower is a sick name. Like, it's so cool. And that's like stuff obviously we don't know, and you know, back then, you know, you find out like way later. But they gave him his full name. Like his full name in the movie was Miles Tails Prower. So it was Tails, and but I always thought that was pretty cool. You know, miles per hour. You know, because it sounds like miles per hour. It just makes sense. It's so cool. But yeah. And then Brian said they must have not had a Sega. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Those Nintendo kids. Yeah. Before the movie started, the trailer for Miles Morales came up. It's part 1. The trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully
did we do that trailer yet?
For no.
So no, okay.
I don't think so.
Be in the works.
For the new Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which we're gonna add that one to our list. Because it's coming out. Actually, I know it's a little off topic. Technically that movie was supposed to come out today. Today, if it wasn't for COVID, we were supposed to have Into the Spider-Verse 2. So there you go. And Brian said, wow, I even learned things on this show. The more you know. That's why we need the little rainbow. But yeah. So, and then Knuckles, obviously, I think Knuckles, that's just a badass name. Where it's just like, you know, so super cool. Yeah. Miles Morales is amazing. Damn you, COVID. Yeah. Another reason why you suck. But yeah. Cool. So if you're watching live, stick around. We're going to talk about the ending of this one. So we're going full spoilers, and we're going to talk about the post-credit scene. So full spoilers for the movie and the post-credit. If you're watching on replay, thank you. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you check out our post-credit spoiler ending review or discussion for Sonic 2 if you want to talk about that. But yeah, let's get right into all the fun spoiler stuff, man. The good stuff. Cool. So you want to do the ending and then we'll get into the post-credit?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I'll let you do the post-credit when we get to it, but I'll do the how this one ends. Okay. So in the comic, or not a comic, in the game, in one of the newer versions of the game, there's a version of Sonic that's basically people make fun of. That was the Super Saiyan version of Sonic, where it's like Golden Sonic. I forgot the official name, but it's basically a Golden Sonic that like absorbs like the emeralds and becomes like the most powerful, you know, creature in the universe kind of thing. And I was really surprised they did that this early, like second movie, and then that's how, you know, he wins the day. He beats Robotnik, blah blah blah. But I'm really surprised they brought in Golden Sonic like that. What do you think about that? I don't know if you know too much about that.
Very little know about that. I know his name is Super Sonic.
Super Sonic.
Right on the nail. Yeah. And my son, who, man, I didn't realize how much my son knows about Sonic. He immediately was like, "Oh my god, it's Super Sonic!" And it was just like, so it's confirmed, Super Sonic. And I thought that was really cool. I didn't think he was gonna do it. So in the very end of the movie, you know, it's a race to the Emerald. Spoiler alert. Dr. Robotnik gets to the Emerald first. That mother. Anyways, he gets to it first. He like absorbs it into his body. He's able to manifest anything that he thinks of with his giant brain, you know, full of ideas and technology. He's able to just make this super crazy, like Megatron looking suit. And he's almost like invincible. You can't beat this guy. But they find his weakness, and the weakness is that he's so obsessive over Sonic and Sonic only. So they put Sonic to be as like the distraction, right? Mm-hmm. And so as he's like distracting Dr. Robotnik, boom, Tails and Knuckles kind of get into his big old suit, and they find a way to boom knock his emerald out of his body. And so as soon as that happens, Sonic's like, well, shit, like someone needs to grab this bad boy. So he grabs it and he turns into Super Sonic. I thought it was amazing. He had the red eyes too, which made me think, oh
Yeah.
crap, is he going to turn evil or something? Didn't happen. He was still same Sonic as he always was internally. Max speed of 2,889 miles per hour. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was well done. Like, is that a parody of being Super Saiyan? Is that what that is? You mentioned it a little bit. It seems
Yeah,
like it.
I mean, it is definitely like a knockoff kind of it. But
Mhm.
yeah, more or less, that's basically what it is. Let me see if I can show a picture of him.
There should be a lot of
Yeah.
images. on Google.
Yeah,
But it
I don't
was
want to show
cool.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
but
there you go. Boom.
yeah,
Super
yeah, it's just basically Super Saiyan, Sonic, all golden out and stuff like that, But yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Super Saiyan's cool, so why not Super Saiyan Sonic and just get rid of the Saiyan in the middle? So, but yeah, I was really surprised though that they actually took out a lot of. I don't say they didn't let anything kind of sit. They're like, boom, here's Tails, here's Knuckles, here's the Emerald, here's Supersonic, and I was like, damn, they are going all out, and they're really like, I think this is gonna be like a 6-film franchise. I think that's what they're going for, which is kind of crazy, but yeah.
True.
Who said Oli said, I don't know if you guys saw, but when Dr. Robotnik's sisters was looking at outfits, you saw the OG, the OG Dr. Robotnik. Yeah. That was really cool. Yeah. Super state of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. So the big belly one. Yeah. It was super quick, and it was like a hologram. So if you kind of like blinked, you missed it. But yeah, I just loved how all the different callbacks, like you said, sucking in the bubble of air to give him an extra breath. I was like, oh, like that was super cool.
Yeah,
that was super cool. But yeah, man, yeah, that was fun. And then obviously he gives up the power because he's a good guy. He knows, he can't, he doesn't want to hold on to it. Yeah, so that was cool. That was interesting. It's not. I don't know. I wasn't surprised. I liked he summoned like the ultimate chili dog. Like that's what he summoned with the power. And I legit like did a spit take when he summoned one for Knuckles, and like the two weenies hit him in the eye. I was just like, I legit almost choked because I just wasn't expecting that.
No, not at all.
It was. I know it sounds so silly, but it was funny. Yeah, then he gives up the power and gets the emerald back into one piece, kind of stuff like that. So, nice ending. I didn't expect to see Supersonic. I really did not expect to see Supersonic. But they went there, they did it, and it worked. I thought it worked pretty well.
It did. Yeah.
So, and then they're all the one big family now. Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Donut Lord. Forgot whoever James Marsden's character is.
Tom Wachowski.
Tom, and then his wife,
Maddie.
So it was fun. It was a good ending. And they're all playing baseball, stuff like that. So it was cool. And then you want to tell us about the post-credit scene, which, man, people were losing their crap when they saw it.
Yes. So kind of touching back on the ending of the movie. So Sonic turns to Supersonic. He beats the crap out of Dr. Robotnik. He falls out of his giant suit and he goes crashing down to the ground. And so as that happens, you would think, no one's going to survive that. He doesn't have anything to protect them. I know he's a smart dude, but like, man, it was just a bunch of rubble and kind of explosion kind of happening there. And so the post-credit scene is when all the agents, right, for GUN, gun, they're all kind of they're all kind of investigating the whole site that all that battle took place, and they were looking for Dr. Robotnik, and they're like, oh, you know, he couldn't have survived this, blah blah blah. But as you know, in movies, if you don't see someone actually die, they're probably still alive. So
Yeah.
that gives me hope for hopefully the next Sonic movie, right? And the actual post-credit scene is when Stone, who is Dr. Robotnik's like henchman, his like right-hand man, he goes kind of incognito. He throws on one of the GUN suits, where he's all like in like riot gear, he has a helmet and everything, pulls down his face, and he's like just looking around, and he overhears a conversation between Walters, who's like the head of GUN, and he's talking to one of his peoples, and they start talking about, hey, so Dr. Robotnik had some files that he was kind of looking up of coordinates, and coordinates leading to a location, very secret, top secret location, to where right after they say, you know, the coordinates, the next transition scene goes to like an underground, it seems like it's underground to me, an underground looking secret, you know, base where they're holding none other than freaking Shadow, right? Shadow?
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Yep.
Project Shadow. Boom.
Yeah.
And that was just nuts, because you see Shadow, he's immobile. He's like, I guess, captured, I guess you could call it. And he's been
like
there.
in a tube almost, right?
Yeah. And he's been kept there for more than 50 years. So that's also like, what? So Sonic's not the first one to have touched base on Earth. So Shadow's been there for 50 plus years that we know of. And so that's just a mind F that the mid-Earth is a mid-credit scene kind of touched on, and it showed him looking super sweet, like what you would imagine Shadow on screen would look like. Yeah, definitely exceeded expectations. And that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else that I missed on the mid-credit scene?
No, it was cool. I mean, Shadow looked freaking awesome. Like legit super cool. I think Shadow was created. I could be wrong. In the game Shadow, in the game Shadow was created by Robotnik, the grandfather, as part of Project Shadow before he was captured by the military, blah 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 blah. You know, he was freed by Robotnik in a bid to help him conquer the world. So, you know, he was created by Robotnik. I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing in this one. They might do something else that another organization and Jim Carrey's Robotnik finds him or knows about him, because I don't know how you felt, but I also like when she was like, she goes like, it was hidden for 50 years. I was like, when has 50 years been that long? That was my thing. I was like, I'm sure like little kids were like, oh my god, 50, you know? And I'm like, turning 40 soon. I'm like, 50 is not that old. Listen, it's not that long ago.
That's funny.
But it was like the way she said it. She goes 50 years. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, watch it. But yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna explain it more. You know, maybe like Dr. Robotnik's dad created it, or a different government started creating it. I don't know. You know. So that'd be kind of interesting, you know. Yeah, or they do what you said. Like, was there another hedgehog that came and before Sonic, and some scientists back then were like, oh, we have to create our own version to save us and blah blah blah. Yeah, but either way, he looked badass. You know, black and the red. He looked super cool, super cool. Yeah, like super excited about it. Yeah, I don't know about you, but people were just screaming, just like, oh my god! Like, once the tube started coming up, and like it like cut, and you saw who it was just like, yeah. I mean, the whole place lost it, which is kind of crazy, because it was like, that's a good post credit scene. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do. You hype up a sequel, and that was the first thing that popped in my head was like Morbius, you guys have no idea what you're doing. Like Sonic did it with just showing a quick 5 seconds of a character. Like
Yeah.
it was so freaking cool. So definitely can't wait for the third one. And a third one's coming. 71 million in one weekend, opening weekend. I mean, yeah, they're making another one.
They got it.
And then yeah, he just was perfect for Knuckles. Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, really good voice. So, and they kept most of the cast from the first one into the second one, which I was kind of surprised, honestly. With all the drama that the first one had, I was surprised a lot of people just didn't back out and like, nah, I'm good. But now for sure, I think they're seeing how popular it is and how good it could get. They're all sticking around, except for Jim Carrey might be the only one, but he's coming back. He's coming back. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. So
his words were, if this movie does well, then I come back. This movie's doing well, he better follow up on his work. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, he's coming back. Does this mean Sega is better than PlayStation?
Oh.
I don't know.
That's a question.
I mean, not anymore. Sega ain't a thing anymore. So
yeah. Who are they owned by even? Are they owned by something? They got bought out.
I want to say Nintendo.
Ooh.
I want to say Nintendo, but I could be wrong. Like, nope.
Oli's a big Sega fan. She loves Sonic. So
yeah. Sega was awesome, dude. Oh, I love Sega. I love Sega way more than I love Nintendo.
They were ahead of their time, man. With one of their one of their last releases for a console where they used a CD.
The Dreamcast. Yeah.
Man, that thing was ahead of its time. The controller itself had technology that is still used today. They had like futuristic technology that no one didn't even know how to use back then. Man, ahead of its time.
Yeah, all big time. Sega was always cool. I mean, now like PS5 and Sega. I mean, you can't compare. You can't. I mean, you just can't compare those. Like maybe a Dreamcast with a PlayStation 1, and obviously a PlayStation 1 had better marketing, but the Dreamcast was so much fucking cooler. Like so much cooler, but it was dead at that point. You know what I mean? But how it's Xbox and PlayStation now, it was Nintendo and Sega back then, where now Nintendo is its own thing, kind of untouchable and its own thing. But back then, Sega and Nintendo, so that was definitely a big thing back then, the console wars and then the newer stuff. Just saying Sony sucks. I get what you're saying because Sony does Morbius.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's funny.
They better do something,
I didn't
man.
get that.
When it comes to the movies, they need to give some ownership back. They're not going to do it. I know you already talked about this, but they need to kind of give a little bit of power, creativity wise, back to Marvel, and that'll be their save to stay in the game. No pun intended. But besides that, there's another thing that Sony, is it Sony? Yeah, Sony has going for them is they made a deal with Discord to integrate Discord services into PlayStation. If they can do that, they're going to win big, at least with the PC community. There's so many times where I'm trying to play a video game, right? It's cross-play, and there's no way you can communicate with your PC friends. Discord can be that answer. So
yeah. I read about that. That's huge. That's huge news. Then we got Oli asking, what's the movie for next week? I think let me bring the schedule real quick. Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts comes out this week. This Friday in America. I believe it released this past weekend in the UK, Ireland stuff. So we're doing Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore, which we did the trailer of, and the trailer got a lot of views. So I think people want to see this movie. I think it's gonna get a lot of good reviews. So yeah, we're doing Dumbledore, and then we're doing hopefully the Northman. the Northman, which people already got to see it and they're like, it's amazing. You know, like a lot of the early reviews. So, you know, definitely check that out. Not gonna lie, I fell asleep watching the first one. I fell asleep watching the second one. The first one was at least kind of cool. The second one was boring as balls. Jeez, I mean, that's what we were talking about too. You know, like when Brian joined us with the trailer. The second one was just like I didn't care. I didn't care. At least now it's about Dumbledore, like a character that people care about. You know, so I think it might be a little bit better. But yeah, man. I think that's it for that. What else is going on? Yeah, so we're doing Dumbledore, Northman, and then we kind of got nothing going on. But I know Doctor Strange is on the list. Obviously, Rescue Rangers is on the list. Top Gun, Bob's Burgers, Jurassic World, Lightyear. You know, those are on the list in the next couple months. Looks like. So, but if we got anything else, definitely watch. Let us know. I just hope they explain how Dumbledore got old so quick. It's kind of true. I now that I think about it, because yeah, this is based in the 70s.
Oh wow!
I think.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. It's wizard stuff. You can easily explain it. Wizard stuff. Yeah. Or he uses like too much of his power, and you know, like they do in Star Wars, where the Emperor becomes all funny looking.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then Brian, are you surprised Ambulance did so bad at the box office? No. I people, I don't know if you heard anything about this. People are saying it's a pretty good movie, but it like tanked in the box office. But I'm not surprised. I think a lot of people were kind of over Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, and there was just wasn't any PR for it. You know, there was just no PR for it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what movie that is. Ambulance.
Yeah.
Candyman is in there.
Candyman is in there.
The new Candyman.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
We talked about this.
Abdul Mateen.
Okay, I haven't seen much hype for that movie. That's crazy.
We kept seeing the trailers on the ad, but
we did.
Yeah.
It's just
so real quick, like Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter gave it a 67%. So at least for the critics, is just as good as Sonic, and then the audience gave it 88. You know, so yeah, I heard it's a pretty decent movie, but it's just no one like. I thought it was streaming at first. I'm like, oh, it's gonna come on HBO Max or something, and then like the other day, I was like, oh, it's in theaters. I'm like, oh, it's a Michael Bay film too, I think. But just is it a Michael Bay film?
Somebody called the ambulance. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know too much about. I really don't know too much about it. I saw pictures of Jake Gyllenhaal and Yaya.
Michael Bay. It is Michael Bay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. People are kind of over Jake Gyllenhaal. I think a little bit. Definitely over Michael Bay. You know, like, dude, don't come out and say like before your movie comes out, say like, oh, hey, you know that last franchise I did? Yeah, I should have stopped a long time ago. Like, what? Talking about Transformers.
Yeah.
Like those. Don't get that kind of stuff out before your new movie, dude.
For real.
Yeah.
You're gonna doubt your new movie if you doubt yourself.
Yeah. But I'm probably checking out. But it seems kind of like so just the rundown, it's needing money to cover his wife's medical bills. A decorated veteran teams up with his adopted brother to steal $32 million from the LA bank. However, when their getaway goes spectacularly wrong, the desperate thieves hijack an ambulance that's carrying a severely wounded cop and an EMT. Caught in high-speed chase, the two siblings must figure out a way to outrun the law while keeping their hostages alive. So, Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a movie I saw before. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized the guy that's in there, Agent Anson, he's from Wedding Crashers, and he has a really funny scene in Wedding Crashers. He's like
Which one?
Wedding Crash. Keir O'Donnell.
Oh, O'Donnell. Yeah.
I don't know if I can take him serious as a serious actor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then we got Brian. Dumbledore was born in 1881. So Secrets of Dumbledore takes place in the 30s. So, that's 30, 50. It's already 50-ish years old. So 50 plus at that point. And then add another 70. Because what? That came like Harry Potter was like 2000s-ish, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So 70, 50. Yeah, he was 120.
Okay.
So 70 years passed roughly. So we'll see. He needs to start growing out that beard though. Jude Law. He's just like growing out that beard. When does Nicolas Cage movie come out? Oh, that is right. I think it comes out this month. I believe it's next week or the week after.
With Pascal, that guy?
Yeah. The massive talent, unbearable weight of massive talent. When does it come out? The 15th. Shit, it comes out this week. So maybe we'll do a double header again.
Down.
We'll see.
I
Because I definitely want to see that movie. I definitely want to see that movie. It looks too good. The one about himself. Yeah, especially with it's Pedro Pascal. It's usually he was the best part in the crappy movie that we just watched, The Bubble. He was definitely one of the better ones in it. So one man's able to take a crappy movie and kind of make it somewhat watchable. So yeah. But cool, man. Anything else before we get on out?
No, that's it for me.
Yeah, we killed a lot of time. We spent like 20 minutes with technical issues right in the start. So
yeah,
they were just hanging out at the end. But yeah, we'll probably do a double one next week with the unbearable weight of massive talent and Dumbledore. Yeah, if you're down,
yes,
do that.
I am down.
Yeah, cool, man. But you want to just call it right there?
Let's do it.
Cool. Yeah, so we appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out. Derpy. Who else we got? We got Derpy. We got Brian, of course. Oli. Where we at?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, TN. I was like, what was the name? TNG Animations. That left us hanging and didn't let us know. And then Dark Sage over on Twitch. We appreciate that. You giving a good question about one of the other characters in the show. Yeah. So yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out. And then this is our live schedule. This is for all the Nerd Huddle. So obviously you can catch Spoiler Kings Mondays and Wednesdays on our channel here. But if you like football and sports, make sure you check out Dynasty Pylon and the Nerd Huddle main channel, where we do a lot of football. Dynasty Pylon, a lot of football. Panda Grizzly, Bears, and stuff like that. And Morning Spike, we're doing all the fancy football, getting you ready for that. But that is it from us this week. Appreciate it. And cool, man. Let's get out of here. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Deuces.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.